Developing at 5, we're hearing from the family of a local man who was tased by police and later died.
His family says they called police for help, and the last thing they expected was for this to happen. News 6's Amanda Castro spoke with the family about their loss and what's next.
Trauma in so much level that you can't even imagine.
The family of Samuel Celestin says April 11th, 2019 plays through their mind every day. The trauma too painful. They haven't been able to watch this body camera video showing the 33-year-old's last moments before he died.
So I just didn't even imagine that this situation was going to lead to that. It never crossed my mind.
The family's attorney, Jeremy Markman, says Samuel was suffering from a mental health crisis. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and wasn't on his medication. His family calling 911 that night for help.
That's all that the Celestins wanted to do that night, is ask this family for help, ask the law enforcement officers for help for their son, for their brother. What they got is treating him and dehumanizing him, shooting him with tasers multiple times, hog-tying him.
Markman says Samuel was in a paranoid state when officers with the Ocoee and Windermere police departments arrived on scene. Police say at one point he had a knife in his hand. Police pushing through the door and tasing him. Samuel then ran away from the officers and was eventually tackled. Markman says the officers used their tasers multiple times, saying he wasn't a threat and they used excessive force.
From the get-go, they escalated this incident and ultimately caused his death. They tased him on multiple occasions. They used a hog tie. They used an asp arm bar. When 4 officers held him on the ground, he suffered from positional asphyxiation and died at the hands of these law enforcement officers.
The family filing a civil lawsuit demanding the officers be held accountable. Markman is also calling on the new Orange County State Attorney to reopen an investigation to determine if the officer should face criminal charges. The previous state attorney decided not to prosecute. Samuel's family says they won't stop until they get justice.
He was not a threat to these officers. He was a mental health patient in crisis, and these officers treated him like a criminal.
In Orlando, Amanda Castro, Getting Results, News 6.
And we reached out to the cities listed in the suit for reactions. So far, we have heard back from the town of Windermere, who says they do not comment on ongoing lawsuits.